Electric fences are used to contain livestock, deter predators, and protect gardens. However, a common question is, are electric fences dangerous to snakes? While the shock to a single snake may seem insignificant, the cumulative impact of electric fences on local snake populations is huge for species facing habitat loss. If possible, choose a low voltage fence charger designed for small animals. A leopard was electrocuted in Wardar district of Maharashtra on Thursday 2022. The animal's body was found hanging from an electric pole. The leopard was moving towards a village in search of water when some stray dogs started barking and attacked it. In an attempt to save itself, the leopard climbed a nearby electric pole It failed to hold on as it was electrocuted by a high-tension wire. This is a big alarm bell for people to protect invasive species. It is not just fences that can affect livestock. Sometimes not survived animals are found under trees during or after storms. If overhead power lines are down during storms, or if the insulators are damaged, they can be affected by direct contact with the down line, or in the water where the line falls. You may not know that cows are larger animals and have a larger body mass than humans. When they come into contact with an electric fence, the current can pass through a larger mass of tissue, potentially causing more discomfort. Therefore, to ensure safety, people should install fences with a current of 1,500 V to 8,000. In the US, especially California, electrocuted birds caused 44 wildfires from 2014 to 2018, causing serious ecological damage. Authorities require periodic inspections of high voltage power lines every 3 years, warning people to avoid approaching them. Are we indifferent to the danger of exploding from the sky? How strong is the electric current that electric eels can produce, scaring even crocodiles? Living in the Amazon and Orinoco basins of South America, electric eels discharge up to 860 volts, 1 ampere from their electrocytes, causing paralysis and convulsions in prey and humans. Wear insulated protective clothing and avoid water near electric eel habitat. Invisible electric fences are a major concern for ranchers because horses' poor 20/33 vision and eyes on the sides of their heads make it difficult for them to see the wire from a distance, making them susceptible to shocks and panic. Solutions such as an Equirope electric fence with visible, secure wire help reduce the risk. However, regular inspections and clear warnings should be considered to protect horses. Everything in life has a trade-off, and fencing is no exception. Compared to barbed wire or conventional woven fencing, electric fencing requires less labour and initial construction costs, but requires regular inspection to maintain effectiveness. The materials for a 4-wire electric fence suitable for sheep cost about half that of barbed wire. What do you think of my opinion? If you agree, comment number 1. Yes, monkeys are frequently electrocuted by power lines, especially in areas with uninsulated lines and transformers. According to International Animal Rescue, this is a significant cause of death for monkeys in Costa Rica. When monkeys come into contact with two burning wires, or a burning wire and a grounded part of a transformer. Deer crossing the tracks, trains running over, this number up to 1,000 cases per year. Installing infrared sensors helps detect early. Mother bear hit by train in Montana costs $50,000. Authorities need to build fences along railroad tracks to protect invasive species as a temporary measure, even for roads. The most serious tragedy is when colliding with a 1,100 level moose, which is more serious than a collision on the highway. Drivers should proactively slow down the train to 40 mph in the wilderness. The situation, suddenly the moose rushed out and the accident was inevitable. The video reminds drivers to always be alert. I think traffic lights will help drivers notice more easily than signs. Especially at night, it will be more effective. Do you know how much it costs to have a dairy cow in an accident? I tell you, $2,000 a cow. Maybe grazing should be banned. No amount of luck would save a train if we were to sound a warning 1 mile in advance when the speed of a train and a horse would be only 2 seconds. Caught under wheel, causing $3,000 in damage. Farmers need to be educated on livestock management to prevent tragedy. Collisions with animals also pose a high risk of multiple collisions or causing traffic jams for hours. Install GPS tracking devices on livestock to prevent accidents and practice grazing at least 300 yards away from roads. In Nebraska, lightweight electric grids have been effective in keeping cattle out. Do you think it is expensive or a worthwhile investment? In many cases, installing barriers is still effective, but barriers must be at least 5 feet high or they will not be effective. Installing a 5-mile early detection radar to protect trains and livestock could save up to $1 million in damage each time. A solid fence is the best solution. Where livestock is raised, farm owners must protect their livestock. If you are facing this situation, do you have any solutions? Deer crashed into a car, and this is a warning! From this video, damage is inevitable, so the management agency needs to regularly check train equipment to ensure they operate stably. Training drivers on how to safely cross intersections will help minimize damage. Share with everyone the situations in which it is allowed to cross below. Trains derail due to collisions with animals, so the government has implemented training for engineers to inspect the tracks more often than twice a month. 30%. I hope this tragedy will not happen again. Hopefully we all have a sense of safe driving. Ultimately, understanding and responding appropriately to invasive species on the road is your safety. We need more education and smart technology to reduce accidents. Comment on the new measures you have come up with. Don't forget to share this article to help other drivers. Please watch the next video. Install a sensor system that automatically activates a special sound siren. Comment if you have a better way. Every animal deserves protection and needs drone monitoring for early detection. moose cannot escape. Railroad tunnels should be used to ensure invasive species have a separate path. Public education programs should be organised to raise awareness of animal protection. In Russia, the number of collisions has reached 100. Data analysis to predict dangerous collision points according to breeding season. To have a solution with the characteristics of goat herds. Promptly if you see a vehicle stuck on the tracks. Stay away and do not attempt to pull the vehicle out. Who do you think was wrong, the owner or the horse? A collision made everyone silent. What would you do if you saw this on the railway? Face it, we need to install fences, not just warning signs. Did you know that the average damage for such a collision in the US can be up to $10,000? I have an opinion about building overpasses for livestock near grazing areas in addition to raising public awareness. Use animal-friendly deterrent sounds as they cannot perceive the threat of trains. Another cow collision with a train, when will there be effective measures? The temporary solution is that people should not graze cows within 100 yards. Cheap strolling in Russia, but why near the railway? Animal behaviour changes with the seasons. You need to know and need a constantly updated biological monitoring system. The automatic barrier system with sound and light warning needs to be upgraded so that this sight is no longer seen. Why are there no barriers at intersections? Did you know that 70% of accidents happen in places without barriers? Action is needed. Train tracks are always potentially dangerous places without awareness and technology. Use a community app to let people report animals near the tracks. Luckily, the driver was able to brake in time, but do you believe luck always comes in time? Comment 1 if you support the fence installation. The herd of cows blocked the road as if they didn't know what the danger was. First of all, we need to raise awareness about grazing regulations. This is a cautionary tale for the world. Which solution do you agree with the most? Comment 0 if AI, 2 if overpass, 3 if sound and light. This is a reminder that a small problem can turn into a major disaster if not monitored and maintained promptly. Safety checks should be done before every trip. The train braked suddenly, and it was not only a lesson in mechanics, but also a reminder of reaction time and safe distance. These incidents not only cost millions of dollars, but also threaten the lives of hundreds of people every day. Don't gamble with your life. Always check the exits and pay attention to warning signs. It's nighttime. Why is this cow here? Did it escape from the farm? There is no clear explanation, but fortunately the people in the car are safe and this collision was unexpected. Use reflective tags or fences near the road. That can improve the driver's visibility. Have you ever witnessed or experienced a horrifying moment involving livestock on the road? Each livestock accident costs an average of nearly $7,000 in damage, including emergency response, repairs, and medical services. A designated grazing area is essential to ensure public safety.
Share the nature of man and the way you worship him.
Every shadow felt like a threat. Every movement along the roadside sent a jolt of adrenaline. This time, luck was on our side. The driver was alert, the brakes were on, and disaster was averted. But next time, it might not be so easy. Around 10 AM, my friend's truck had an encounter with a fawn. It was a fawn that had strayed into human territory. In the United States, wildlife trails and sensor warnings have become a priority. Education programs encourage drivers to slow down in high-risk areas, but warnings only work if you listen. The wilderness is not quiet tonight. It's mating season, and Texas elk don't care about roads or rules. A blur in headlights. A force colliding with steel. Many will ask how to avoid a nightmare like this. Note that September through November is the most dangerous time to travel at 45 mph. Be alert, as wild animals can appear on the road without warning, especially near densely forested areas. There is no time to react. The impact is instantaneous and violent. Metal slams against flesh and the truck shakes under the impact. Alligators aren't just in the water anymore. They're on the move, they're roaming, and the roads are their new battleground. Alligator encounters on the road have skyrocketed as their habitat shrinks and they seek new territory. If you see one, warn other drivers, flash your lights, slow down, and avoid making a mistake.
Oh no. Oh my goodness.
Just a split second, a Malayan tiger moves through the darkness to its home, cut off by a human road. £130 of raw muscle collides with an armoured vehicle. When driving through this area, keep your speed slow and pay attention to both sides of the road. This invasive species has no sense of traffic rules and simply crosses to survive. A fun ride can turn into chaos in 2 seconds. The cart is going too fast. A car parked in front can't swerve in time. But somehow, no one gets hurt. A miracle? Remember, highways can be home to a lot of invasive species. A quiet morning turns to chaos. A flock of ducks spills onto the road, weaving past cars, oblivious to the chaos they're causing. A simple fix could prevent disaster. Farmers use fences or guides to keep the animals off busy roads. It seems that the horror stories only stop at vehicles colliding with invasive species. But in this video, I will reveal to you that behind the scenes, there are chain reactions of collisions. Because on the highway, people are moving at 60 mph. Luckily, the people in the car were all taken by the rescue team to the nearest hospital for first aid. If the road had been dry, the moose might have gotten away, but luck wasn't on its side today. Many Texas roads have become dangerously slippery due to sudden temperature drops or heavy rains. The invasive species don't stand a chance against these conditions. Could better road maintenance have reduced the risk to both animals and drivers? Why do these accidents keep happening? Is it due to poor road maintenance, human carelessness, or human infrastructure expanding into wildlife habitats? How would you react in a split-second decision to avoid a collision? Share your thoughts in the comments, start the conversation, because awareness today could save your life tomorrow. Sounds hard to believe, right? In Brazil, farmers are digging war-style trenches just to stop wild boars. In just one night, these invasive species can flatten an entire field, moving in swarms and destroying everything in their path. No fences, no electricity, just a deep ditch. And here's the kicker, it worked. In many rural parts of Brazil, wild boars are a relentless nightmare. They don't just ruin crops, they crush corn, uproot cassava, topple sugarcane, attack livestock, and even spread disease. A single night can cost farmers $2,000, 0 cents to $10,000. They're fed up with watching their hard work get obliterated time and again. So they took a different approach. Forget electric fences, traps, or chemicals. They're digging deep, wide ditches around their fields. The idea is deceptively simple. When boars charge in, they hit a barrier they can't cross. They can't jump over or climb up, so they fall in. And once they're down there, getting out is no small feat. At first, people thought these ditches were extreme, but the results, boars either get stuck or give up. They're completely blocked. Who would have thought such a basic solution could be so smart and effective? These ditches are no joke. In some places, they're so deep and wide they look like military fortifications. For farmers, it's the most practical way to save a season's worth of grueling work. Wild boars aren't just a nuisance, they're a major threat. They move in packs, destroying with eerie coordination. One night can wipe out months of effort. Worse still, they carry the risk of spreading disease. In southern and southeastern Brazil, a single night can rack up thousands in damages. Tired of cleaning up the aftermath, farmers decided to act from the start. That's when these ditches started popping up. The ditches are typically 3 to 5 feet deep and over a metre wide, with steep slopes that make climbing out nearly impossible. For large fields, building them is a real challenge. Many farmers dug miles of ditches around their land. It's no easy task, but the payoff is clear. Boars can't get in. Some farmers worry, though, if ditches become common, will boars learn to avoid them? Or will they just move to areas without ditches? The biggest advantage? No electricity, no fences, no poison, no constant monitoring, no risk of tampering. These ditches stand quietly, doing their job like a natural, rock-solid barrier. They're nearly impossible to breach. They work silently, causing no panic for other animals. No smells, no electricity, no chemicals. Almost perfect, right? But nothing comes free. Digging ditches requires heavy machinery, skilled labour, fuel, and loads of time. The costs don't end with digging. In heavy rain areas, soil erodes easily, and ditches can fill with mud, turning into stagnant pools or clogged channels. A defence structure can become a muddy mess if not maintained properly. That's why a solid drainage system with flow channels and retaining walls is critical to keep ditches functional year-round, especially during rainy seasons. Safety is another big concern. Without clear markings, ditches can become dangerous traps for machinery or workers. In some US states, they use helicopters to take down herds of wild boars from the air. But those methods are expensive and can damage the environment. That's where Brazil's ditch digging strategy stands out as an effective, low-cost and environmentally friendly solution. In Sao Paulo, where herds of wild boars once numbered as many as 200, fields can be destroyed overnight. That's why more and more farmers are taking the initiative, turning ditches into protective walls on modern farms. That's why Brazil's ditch strategy is seen as one of the few cost-effective, efficient and sustainable ways to tackle wild boars. When you see fields surrounded by war-like trenches, don't laugh. That's the work of farmers fighting to protect their crops, their land and their future. In a reserve in Mpumalanga, South Africa, 23-year-old conservationist Gary Camacho faced a life or death moment as he tried to isolate a wounded lioness. Gary ventured into the enclosure to chase away a young, aggressive male lion. Suddenly, the male lion lunged at him, aiming for his torso. Gary dodged the fatal bite, but its sharp teeth locked onto his leg with a bite force of nearly 900 pounds, enough to crush bone. The pride outside smelled the blood and became agitated, ready to pounce. Unarmed, Gary fought with his bare hands, desperately trying to push the beast away. With more than 50 stitches and serious injuries, Gary was lucky to survive, but the terrifying memory made him never let his guard down on the savannah again. On a hunting trip in South Africa, a group of hunters encountered a situation as tense as Gary's. Tracking a male lion through water and bush, they quickly learned that even with weapons in hand, danger lurks. A lion, when cornered or threatened, can go from stealth to attack in a split second. The hunt, captured in tense exchanges between the hunters, shows the balance between seizing opportunity and staying safe. When they spot fresh tracks from a male lion just 100 feet from camp, tensions mount. The lion, alarmed, charges out of the bush, forcing the group to make a snap decision: shoot from a safe distance or venture closer. This hunting story is not just about taking down an animal, but about a deep respect for lions and their environment. The next section will delve into the details of this hunt, from tracking and strategies for dealing with a ferocious lion to lessons about caution and the ethics of hunting in South Africa, where the line between hunter and prey is always thin.
Reload.
Lions, whose population is estimated to be as low as 2,000 in the wild in South Africa and 20,000 across Africa, are facing a decline due to habitat loss and human-wildlife conflict. Attacks like Gary's, as well as clashes with cattle farmers in areas such as Limpopo and Mpumalanga, have led to lion population control through controlled hunting becoming a sanctioned measure by the South African government. According to the Professional Hunters Association of South Africa, the hunting industry contributes about $675 million, 0 cents, to the economy, with lions being the top earner, generating about $10 million, 0 cents, in 2013. Hunting licenses, especially for wild lions, are limited and subject to strict regulations, such as only allowing males over the age of 6 who have passed their prime breeding period. This activity not only reduces the risk of human attacks, but also provides financial resources to support anti-poaching and habitat conservation efforts. However, a large part of lion hunting in South Africa involves canned hunting, where lions are raised on farms of an estimated 6,000 to 12,000 in over 350 facilities and then shot in closed areas, often by inexperienced hunters, mostly from the United States. This leads to the second part of the ethical and animal welfare controversy. Canned hunting has come under heavy criticism from conservationists and organisations such as World Animal Protection, WAP, and Blood Lions. Furthermore, the industry has been accused of hiding the illegal trade of lion bones to Asia, where they are used as a substitute for tiger bones in traditional medicine. Although the export of lion bones was declared unconstitutional by the South African Supreme Court in 2019, the lack of oversight and enforcement has created a legal grey area, allowing farms to continue operating in the shadows. Is this true? Read on to find out. Also, don't forget to leave a comment below if you are looking forward to it or have any questions.